Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. Today we have a lot of stuff to cover about the Wagner mercenary group. Bloomberg has reported that Wagner is apparently shifting their focus more back towards Africa and scaling down their operations inside of Ukraine. Prigozhin has said a lot of stuff today. They talked about Ukraine's counteroffensive plan, as well as the fact that they have over 200,000 reserves with 80,000 around the Bakhmut front line preparing for a counterattack. He's been talking a lot about this recently, and we're not sure if it's a disinformation campaign or if it's actually true. The details that he gave out for a counterattack was that Ukraine was going to attempt to invade the Belgorod region of Russia to something. I don't really see why they do that. And then they were going to attempt to break through in Svatove, then do a counterattack at Bakhmut and move outwards like this. And he was drawing these arrows exactly how I'm drawing them. And eventually they gather by the Dnieper River and take out the three big cities in the south. It's unclear if Wagner is really scaling down their operations inside of Ukraine or if it's some sort of disinformation campaign. Prigozhin handwrote a letter to Secretary of Defense Antony Blinken. And while editing this, I just realized that he spelt his name wrong, where he's basically asking the United States for support in Wagner's efforts in Africa because France, who he labels as the United States proxies, have really sucked so far. He brags about their success for a bit, and then names the new operation Wagner, Safe Africa. He talks about saving taxpayer money, and says that since Africans don't trust the policies of France and the United States, you should just give up and support them instead. And right at the end it says, in case this joint project does prove successful, we can expand it into the American continent. And he even discusses possibly setting up one in Antarctica. I'd recommend pausing and reading this whole note because it's hilarious. The whole note is really funny, and I think this is just like a joke or some kind of like middle finger in the mailbox that they just sent to the US for fun. Heading to the actual front, there haven't been a lot of changes, which is actually a good thing. Many analysts and sources are starting to agree now that Russia has pretty much lost their momentum north by Zalyanske. When I made that video about the geography containing their assaults, people clowned on me, but look, I was right. How do I boost my ego and not feel egotistical at the same time? Alright, you know I'm joking, but this is very good overall. The Leopard tanks that Spain is sending are supposed to arrive soon, which I think is sometime this week, and there's just been a lot more talk of a Ukrainian counteroffensive, with multiple different sources hyping it up, and an advisor to the Ukrainian commander-in-chief was talking about it as well. I think this is either some kind of disinformation campaign, and I've said that phrase 3 times in this video, to make the Russian forces panic and spread out somewhere, but I think it's only going to come in 3 places if it comes at all, and I'll show you those 3 right now. Low chance that it happens around Svatove or Kreminna, some area in this line up here. I don't think this is Ukraine's main priority at the moment. The most likely, in my opinion, is probably down by Orihiv in this area of Zaporizhia. Maybe by Velika Novosilka, probably not. Maybe potentially by Vuhledar. I think there's too many Russian troops in this area for an effective counteroffensive. So I'm going to say Orihiv, Svatove, and another one I'm not entirely sure about is probably Bakhmut. Probably do something where they try to hit down at Yakovlivka from the north, do a cross-channel invasion by the south, while also doing a smaller movement up through the Azov industrial plant and down into Blahodane. I'm not sure. I think Zaporizhia is the most likely, though. In other news, Russia has reportedly, their troops have left Novokakhovka, and a lot of people took this as Ukraine capturing the settlement, but that's not true. And there's 2 things that this could be. One, this could be Russia leaving because of the shelling, which would make it harder for them to control the dam and stop Ukrainian pontoon bridges from being built. Or it could just be a troop rotation that people hyped and all that stuff. And overall, that's what we got today. We got some funny stuff from Prigozhin, as well as just some good news all over the front. I'm definitely not pro-Russian, but if Wagner starts a branch in Antarctica, I might have to join. Alright, see you guys later. Thank you to my channel members Gene Helfrich, Stig Grun, David Appel, Delo Matatas, Phil Martin, Punic Wars, Robert Jenkins, Richard Quadri, Russell Whiskey, Stephen Benz, Evie Fong, Evan Shin, Mr. Walkman, Rye Jones, Chaspex, Smile Daydream, Javette Witter, and a special thanks to my 3rd tier members Jacob Munch, Joe Sauer, Nita Adressa, Joe Raindow, PG, Jane Dungu, Mike Q, JG Bashlow, and Matthew Barnes. See you guys later.